Hi, welcome back to the advanced version of the black and white conversion. Hope you got on okay with the first version. Now we're going to just look in a bit more detail as other steps you can do with those sliders in the black and white adjustment layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two black and white adjustment layers, and with the bottom one I'm going to look at the colours that are in this image. So I know there's lots of pinks here in the roses, so with the magentas I'm just going to use that slider, just push it down a little bit to get a bit more detail in those flowers. It's beautiful. And I'm going to use the yellow, because there's lots of kind of beige tones here and brown. I'm going to use the yellow slider to just lighten up those yellows that are in that picture. And I think there's not too much blue in there that's going to really have any effect, so I don't need to worry about that too much. But I do want to mask out the baby's face, because with babies' skin tones and just people in general, it's best not to use the yellow and red sliders on their face, because if I just show you, I'll just give you a demonstration. If I was to increase the red, look, I mean, it just makes a horrible effect on the baby's skin. So although it can look amazing on other parts of the image, really you want to leave the baby's skin tone alone. So that's why I'm going to go into this layer and I'm going to mask out the baby's face using a black brush so that it retains all the original information in those skin tones. Otherwise some kooky things can start happening. Okay, like so. Okay, and then I like to increase a bit of contrast and manually, really. So what I'll do is go to the Adjust Levels layer, and I'm just going to pull the sliders all the way across so that it's really dark. And then I'm going to press Command I to invert that. So that's all hiding underneath that layer. And then with a white brush over here, just by pressing X, I can switch it between black and white. With a very soft brush, maybe about 16, 17, I'm going to just make these side areas a bit darker. Even that's probably a bit heavy-handed actually, about 10 here. Okay, and this way you can manually just create more focus on the areas that you want to, and even maybe a little bit on here. And this is where you can really get creative with your images and make them really unique as well. Okay, and you can increase the contrast in different areas of texture as well, just by giving them a little bit of individual attention. Okay, now I do always bring the opacity down a little bit, just because again you can get some strange things going on if you're too heavy-handed with this type of thing. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that so far. I think with the eyes it needs a little bit more contrast, so I'm just going to go ahead to the brightness and contrast layer. And I'm just going to zoom in on the eyes, and I'm just going to increase the contrast. Okay, like that. And again, I'm going to press Control I to invert that mask. And then with my white brush, I'm going to just bring it back again, maybe 20%. And then just very carefully bring a little bit more contrast into the baby's eyes like this. And you know, eyes are one of those things, if you overdo it, it can look a bit weird, so it's always best to zoom out again. Zoom out again, and if you think it's too much, then you can again go over to opacity, just bring it down a little bit, just to get a bit more contrast really in the baby's face. And then I think I'll probably go up to my curves layer again. Look for I've got one big mountain here, but I think I'll probably just go about half way. Just increase the contrast a little bit. Not too much. That's it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then I think perhaps if you go to your add a layer, make it soft light, and then again with a white or dark brush you can just again do a bit more tweaking of the contrast in your image. There's different ways of doing the same thing, but I do tend to use this quite often as well, just to bring back a bit more dark into these areas. And it's really just about your personal preference, you know, how you want your images to look. But I definitely spend time just tweaking it and just looking at the image as a whole, bringing back a bit more texture and creating a little bit of a vignette effect but one that I'm completely in control with. So, you know, these actions sometimes can be a bit heavy-handed. This way you're completely in control of where you have these areas of light and dark. So for this image, I'm pretty pleased with this, and then I would go ahead and do my sharpening steps and cropping ready for print. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I hope that's been useful. If you have any questions, just let me know, and yeah, good luck. Hope yours go well too. Thank you. Bye.